The MJM 40Z here is going into 6 to 8 foot waves off Palm Beach in February. It's blowing 24 knots, gusting to 28. That's me, Bob Johnstone, driving. You don't see many powerboat companies showing videos of their boats in rough water. In fact, you don't see any other boats out here today. Not a normal boating day. After 9 years and 4,000 hours driving MJMs, I recall no more than 10 times going upwind in these conditions, and then for not more than 2 hours each. On an MJM, you have the speed to take advantage of small weather windows to avoid rough seas. On a slower boat, you don't. Here we're at trawler speed of 10 to 12 knots to stay attached to the waves and not go airborne. In a moment, we'll show the boat crossing beam seas, then surfing down sea. When these waves are traveling 15 knots and the boat goes right into them at 12 knots, that's a potential for a 27-knot collision, not on an MJM. It's nice to have a hull that gets you over the top. Also notice the 40Z doesn't hobby horse, pitching up and down like you see in those Nordhaven videos. That Carolina bow flare keeps the bow from diving too deeply into the wave, helping to lift it over the top. Sure, we can make a few spectacular rainbow showers when cresting a steep wave, but notice, no solid green water is going over the top. The 40Z is ISO CE Mark certified as Class A Ocean. That's the highest certification available. Ocean is a higher rating than offshore. Not many boats this size qualify. The structure is built to withstand 21-foot ocean waves at speeds over 40 knots. How about steep cross seas on the beam? That's a big problem for lots of boats. The 40Z hull zips along here at 18 to 22 knots with great stability, shucking off steeper waves like playthings. You won't experience such stability with heavier, beamier boats having lots of superstructure. There are 4 reasons why. The 40Z has a very low VCG, that's vertical center of gravity. High-tech construction by Boston Boat Works make the MJM hull stronger and lighter above the waterline. Plus, that summer porch layout weighs far less than the heavy living room furniture and superstructure of the typical cabin cruiser. Top-heavy boats roll more. Second, a 40Z hull is not round or excessively V'd aft. The dead rise of the aft one-third of these Zern design MJMs with modified V is at a constant angle of less than 20 degrees, then tapers to a sharper 55 degrees at the bow. Too steep a V aft creates more instability, greater drag, and delayed steering response. Third, at over 20 knots, chine flats under the 40Z hull redirect wave and wake energy downwards and outwards, causing lift, thus creating a dynamic stabilizing force, like having a paravane or gyro stabilizer. Fourth, the ratio of that dynamic stabilizing force to beam is greater on a narrow boat. While a beamy boat has more form stability, that phrase form stability becomes an oxymoron if waves are tilted at 30 degrees. Going down sea with the waves is where driving a 40Z is a real hoot and safe. Check Zing out here doing 28 knots in complete control with fingertip steering. The boat climbs up the back of slower moving waves, bow hanging over the crest, then surfs down into the back of the next, parting its crest. That Carolina bow flare really pays off here. No need to pull back on the throttle to avoid submarining. No heavy, mushy jet drive response. No delayed steering response of older deep V designs. No frightening veering, yawing, or bow steering. The 40Z is solid as a rock. But if you can't cruise at 25 knots, you can't do what the 40Z does. You will wallow and roll, seeming out of control at times between waves. Even the 40Z with throttle set for 25 knots will drop below 20 knots going up the back of a wave, so there's no way a slower boat will overtake large waves. You and your autopilot are safely in control and can relax when you can overtake waves. The waves are in control when they overtake you from every which way, and that can be scary. When a 70-something like me can drive a 40Z from Northeast Harbor, Maine to the Cape Cod Canal alone in these conditions, 200 miles in 8 hours, 20 to 30 miles offshore, you know it's easy and safe. But you never know what's out there. The MJM's instant response to the wheel probably saved me and a whale on that trip. It might have been curtains for both of us, with as little as a 1-second delay had I been in a jet-powered or deep V boat. Thanks to photographer Billy Black and a pair of very skilled helicopter pilots, we had 30 minutes of fun showing you how an MJM hull handles waves. With a cruising speed of up to 33 knots, you don't need much of a weather window in an MJM to reach your destination in smooth seas like those you can see here in the Lake Worth Inlet. I hope you enjoyed seeing Zing in rough seas as much as I did driving her, that you learned that by owning an MJM, there's less chance of encountering them. But if you do, you won't find better or safer designs to deal with them than an MJM. Thanks for watching.